Get into the later stages of the Champions League, and we're talking about the final 8, the quarter-finals. Who's going to go through? We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video, this time looking forward to the old quarterfinals of 2018-2019 Champions League. It is the first leg, boys and girls, and we'll talk about that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, and smash your subscribe button and get you bang up to date with all things Champions League related, Blackburn Rovers related, football related. We're going to all here under one roof. Now let's take a look at it. It is the quarterfinals, but before that, we're going to look back at the old second round, second leg, see how many of my predictions I got right, and of course, how many did I get wrong? Well, all the way back, it was Borussia Dortmund up against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur did have the advantage going into this with the lead from the first leg, but it was another victory for Tottenham over in Germany, 1-0 win in the end, and I actually saw it as a 2-1 win for Dortmund, so I got that one absolutely wrong. Now, next up was probably one of the surprises. So there was a couple of surprises in the second round of the Champions League. Real Madrid took on Ajax, and you would think stone cold home win, right? Unfortunately not. Ajax put on a tremendous display, one of the finest displays in the Champions League for a long time. 4-1 away winners at the Bernabeu over the champions, Real Madrid. I actually saw it as a 2-0 win for Madrid, so got that one wrong as well, folks. So next up was PSG up against Manchester United, and again, another surprise on our hands here because Manchester United kept. This was dramatic. I actually watched this game, the back end of it anyway, and that's where all the drama was. Ultimately, Manchester United coming out top 3-1 winners over PSG. Lastminute.com penalty by Rashford to put them into the quarterfinals. I actually saw it as a 3-2 victory going the other way. So PSG, Real Madrid and Dortmund crash out of the Champions League. Next up, it was a difficult one, this one. Porto up against Roma. I think I had to go to extra time if my memory serves me. 3-1 win for Porto in the end on the night to get them through. Actually saw it as a 2-0 win for Porto, so not too shabby indeed. Now about this one though, Manchester City up against Schalke. Now Schalke, I know this scoreline is a bit of a shocker when you see it, but Schalke's season over in the Bundesliga was absolutely horrific, whereas Manchester City's season over in the Premier League is tremendous. Obviously, they are up in the thick of things, smashing goals left, right, and centre. And to be honest with you, this is not the biggest result of their season. They did put 9, I think, past Burton in the old League Cup earlier in the season, but a 7-0 stomping of a Bundesliga side, pretty impressive. And if they're not going to go all the way this season, I don't know when they will. I actually saw it as a convincing win. I did see them scoring goals 4-1 for me, so ultimately got the right result, but in the end, not the right goals. Juventus took on Atletico Madrid, and again, this one, I think I thought I actually predicted Atletico Madrid to go through, but to lose on the night. And they did lose on the night, but they lost 3-0, which was good enough for Juventus to go through to the quarterfinals. I saw it as a 2-1 win in favour of Juventus. So, yeah, I got the result right for the night, but ultimately my prediction to see Atletico Madrid go through is wrong. Barcelona also took on Lyon during the old Champions League second round, and they also put a convincing performance down. 5-1 win over the French outfit. I actually saw it as a 3-1 win ultimately, and seeing Barcelona go through once again and wrapping it up, another tense encounter, Bayern up against Liverpool, and that ended as a 3-1 win in favour of Liverpool away from home. I actually saw it going that way. I did see Liverpool coming out on top, 2-1 win, and I did predict that they would go through to the knockout phase. So all in all, when you look at the scores on the night, 5 out of 8, not too shabby indeed, and that's what's left for you, folks. Tottenham, Ajax, United, Porto, Manchester City, Juventus, Barcelona and Liverpool make up the quarterfinals, and we are talking about the first legs of those right here, right now. So Liverpool take on Porto. This game, when does that take place? It takes place on the 9th of April, and over the years these two sides have played a few times, but most recently the last time that these two played at Anfield was back in 2018. Liverpool coming out with a 0-0 draw, and that was following a 5-0 drubbing over in Portugal. So Liverpool looking good for this one, comfortable as well, and you're going to have to go all the way back to 2004 for Porto's last victory over Liverpool. I don't see it happening this time out anyway. 3-1 win for Liverpool in the end. But I just want to say, Porto are in a decent bit of form over in the Portuguese league, but I just think Liverpool should have enough in the tank, at least at Anfield, to get the result they're looking for. Next up, though, is one that's a little bit more tricky, is Tottenham up against Manchester City, also taking place on Tuesday the 9th of April, so you're going to have to pick and choose which game you're going to watch. It is Tottenham at their new place up against Manchester City. And you're going to have to go all the way back. I'm trying to find the last time that Tottenham actually beat Manchester City was 2016. That was in October, 2nd of October. So it's been a while. I actually thought they had a decent record against Manchester City, but it doesn't look like it. And I don't think they're going to get beat. I don't think Tottenham are going to beat Manchester City this time out at the new stadium either. I think it's going to be all square, 2-2, which will make it a very interesting second leg. And in fact, let's have a quick. No, we can't. We'll have to wait and see till the next legs, or the second legs of the quarterfinals, for the stats of Tottenham's record at Manchester City's ground. Moving on to Ajax up against Juventus. This one is very interesting. Obviously, Ajax come into this beating Real Madrid quite convincingly in the end, up against the Juventus side who really turned a corner against Atletico. Now, over the years, these two sides have only played each other 4 times, and Ajax have yet to beat them. But the last time that these two sides did play was 2010, February, and it was a 0-0 draw at Juventus' place. The last time that these two sides played at Ajax over in Amsterdam was also 2010. Juventus coming out with a 2-1 win in the end. I think this is where Ajax's Champions League could take a rocky path. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Juventus with Ronaldo. Hopefully he makes it. I think if he doesn't make it, it might be more on the lines of a draw, but we'll have to wait and see. And then I know that game actually taking place on Wednesday the 10th of April. And the last game of the old Champions League quarterfinals first leg will be Manchester United against Barcelona, also on the 10th of April. And this was a tough one to call. They've got quite an even record between each other over the years. They've played each other, according to my records, 11 times. United have won 3 of them, Barcelona have won 4 of them, and they've drawn 4 as well. Last time out, the victory went in favour of Barcelona, 3-1 winners, and that was in the Champions League. That was on the 28th of May. It must have been the final. They also lost to Barcelona in another final, 2009. I believe it was the final anyway. 2-0 win for Barcelona. But last time for a Manchester United victory was all the way back 2008, and that was at Old Trafford, 1-0 win. You could go with that, but I'm actually going to be a little bit cheeky and go with a 3-1 win for Barcelona to give them the advantage. But that's what PSG had. They also had a comfortable advantage, and they lost it in the end. I think that will set up a interesting second leg in the old quarterfinals. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. If you're new to the video, please give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button. Get your bang up to date with all things Champions League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all here under one roof. And while I still have you, smack your own predictions down in the comment section for the old quarterfinals, first leg. And we'll do it all over again for the second leg. And we'll see, because it does add... You know, I can't predict my second legs now because I want to see what goes on in those first legs. Because if it's a 0-0 or United are losing or the home side are losing, they're going to go for it a little bit more in the second leg and try and take it to them. Whereas they take a lead into the second leg, they're going to be a bit more cautious. So you got to bear everything into consideration. Anyway, we're also going to do the old Europa League. If they're not out online already, make sure to check those bad boys out. And why don't you just check out the channel, because there's a lot of prediction videos on there, and it just gets better and better even as the season comes to a close. There's lots to talk about. We've got international football as well around the corner, African nations, Copa America, Gold Cup, even the old Nations League. All that stuff to come over the summer. Anyway, I'm going to let you get out of it. Until I see you again, thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.